Welcome to another episode of the Bali Business Review, where we continue our search to figure out the paradox. If it's peak season now, why does Bali feel so empty? In the past few weeks, we've been scouring the shores of Seminyak and Kuta to look for why traditionally popular areas are so quiet now. We've discovered some interesting improvements on traffic and also on the way that new traveler patterns are sending travelers into new places traditionally not so popular. This week we're going to continue our exploration to the far side of Canggu to Seseh, to Canggu and through to Seminyak again to try to figure out, well, if tourists are not going to Kuta and Seminyak, then where are they going? This is not an episode you want to miss if you want to make smart business decisions about where, when, and how to invest in Bali. Stick around and watch the whole show. My travels and expedition have brought me to this beach over here. It's Canggu, which is close to the village of Seseh. The ocean out here is wild. It's very frothy, wavy, and well, the beaches are empty. As you can see, there's not very many people at all. There's not even an expectation that there will be people because there's not even any umbrellas set up. This is probably the frontier of the western expansion along the west coastline of Bali, as you can probably see from these aerial drone photos. But what's interesting and exciting is the emergence of a new community, of a frontier town, of a boom town perhaps, of entrepreneurs and founders that have come out to this region to create a place of belonging. We can safely say that this is probably not the place where tourists are at the moment, but we can say that this is the place where it does look like early founders and pioneers of developing tourism infrastructure and reasons that are innovative and different and attractive, such that in the future, visitors will want to travel out here. But time will tell, and we'll see. But so far for today, this is not where everyone is during peak season. Okay, here's a quick shout out to our own company, Book Vista. If you are a property owner and you're seeking to get a valuation for how much your property is worth in these uncertain times, go to our landing page, put in your details, and we will send you a free valuation report based on estimates of discounted cash flow value. Okay, as you can see, there's some development over there. Still quite a lot of empty rice paddy land, some cafes. Geez, I had to stop here. This is incredible. I'm kind of like in the middle of what is, a place that I thought was in the middle of nowhere, but take a look at this. There's like, must be a few hundred bikes all around this one cafe here. Let's go inside and take a look. Wow. This is crazy.
Now, what is going on here? This cafe is relatively in a quiet place in a new neighborhood and it's packed. Let me go find somebody to talk to, explain to me what's going on. I found Vishnu.
I actually moved to Bali about a month ago, and as I was asking around people as to where I should live, Seseh and Peririnan are the two names that cropped up. Mainly because I think a lot of the digital nomads, people who are like trying to move to Bali, who are into fitness, they're all in this area. Two things. One is just the quality of life here is very comparable to the Western world. The day-to-day living is a lot cheaper. And I think most importantly, there's a community of expats as well as like digital nomads. There's a lot of big emphasis in this area, especially for like really high-end gyms. Those gyms actually are more expensive the ones than New York. Like they cost up to like $200 a month.
I wish you should mention gyms because in just a few meters up the road, I actually bumped into a fan of the show who owns a gym, and it's pretty amazing.
Outside of this gym called house strength. And it's packed. Look at all these bikes outside for people who are going to the gym. I'm gonna see if I can get inside and take a closer look. So talking to Vishnu, the interesting thing was that a lot of these places are actually more expensive than gyms back. Oh, this is the entrance of the gym. Yeah? This is House of Strength. Interesting. Is this a gym?
Yes.
Can I film here? Can I take a quick look?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, wow, this is unlike any other gym I've been. This is no gym. This is a hotel that has weightlifting equipment. The hell? Okay. All right. Cool. So, wow, that's crazy here.
Calling this a gym is a bit of an understatement. It looks more like a hotel or a temple or something else, right? Anyways, Casper, the founder and owner, didn't want to take an interview, but he was very kind enough to give me a tour through the property, and I had a realization. I'll share the realization with you right now.
Got a much better understanding of how gyms work. So the way I see it, gyms now have become, for probably those of you who are in Gen X, gyms are now country clubs, like the way that Canggu Club was the eminent sort of place to hang out if you were an expat in Canggu in the 2000s and 2010s. And if you are kind of like wondering why gyms are springing up everywhere, it's sort of a crossover of nightclubs and country clubs. And I think it's something to do with this experience of being lonely, actually. If you think about the Gen Z experience, so much time you're spending with computers and screens, and you just don't get that luxury to actually be with people who are kind of focused on a similar physical activity. And going up there and seeing it for myself, I got it. It's like, but you know, to go to the gym and progressively get a better body and hang out with people who are also getting better at something, I can see that. That is actually probably a positive turn, and maybe it's time for me to go to the gym, but how would I ever have any time? I'd say it's safe to assume that the tourism has not really moved out that far to this area for peak season yet. So we can go back towards Canggu and see what the picture looks like on the street in Canggu. The streets of Canggu today, exploring Brawa on what should be one of the busiest intersections here on July 5th, peak season. But as you can see, it is empty behind me, it is empty to the side. For the most part, this is probably not what anybody's expecting during peak season in Bali for what should be one of the most busy and thriving locations in the area. What's happening, and why does Bali still feel so empty even though it's peak season?
Okay, maybe my timing is just off. Maybe I just need to come back in the evening. So I came back in the evening.
All right, we'll begin our run around Canggu from Deos. And so making a left turn on Luigi's, fairly empty. It's about, it's only about 20% occupied. Now we're coming upon okay, let me make the turn. Okay, turn. All right, so we're passing the Canggu parking lot, which is generally a pretty strong indicator of overall activity in Canggu. Let's dip in real quick to see. It looks, can't really tell. It's probably empty over in the back. I'll supplement this with a drone aerial so you can see it from top, right? But not like a lot of activity. If there was a lot of people parking, they'd be coming in and out. All right, let's proceed. Left side, empty restaurant over here called House of Sunday. Not doing too good. Empty retail, empty traditional knick-knack shop, empty hard to pronounce name that's over there. Here's some traditional brands like Blink, Kapalawa, Indosol, empty at Nasty Monday. Yeah, man. I would kind of expect it's 7:41 right now. So kind of expect a little bit more activity, but it is deadly quiet. It is deadly quiet. Passing Lulu. Lulu's empty. There's nobody there. Bottega Italiana, empty. This junction is sad. There was a British restaurant right here, and it's gone. It was gone in like only about less than a year. And I had feedback for the managers too. I said I'd give them some constructive feedback. I don't know. I guess it didn't help. Okay, this is the toolbox, Gigi Susu. Gigi's kind of empty right now. Brooklyn Billiards, pretty full. Looks like there's a lot of bikes parked outside. Masonry is full. Masonry looks pretty full. All right. Foot traffic is pretty light, as you can see. There's not too much foot traffic. So let's continue. All right. And new cookie place, empty. Retail is done. I don't know why anybody does retail anymore. Even big brand. Oh, Hawaiiana, full. Locale, full. La Calita, pretty full. The Slow looks pretty busy. No, it's actually empty. Just a bunch of bikes parked outside. And it's disturbingly empty. Salon, I can't tell, looks empty right now. Billy Ho's packed. That was looking good. Traditional retail shops, nothing. We're getting to close to the end of the street where Canggu is. Okay, this section is being rebuilt. It looks like the last business failed, new business coming in. Aston, can't really tell the occupancy from the outside of Aston. So the Bench Sports Bar full, people watching the World Cup. Canggu Hotel, this is an anchor point here. Papa Lee's Taiwan food, that's actually really good. I love that. It's empty, unfortunately. So that's a good restaurant. At least I think so. And Motel Mexico and Old Man's haven't started yet, so they're empty. And nobody here. So, okay, we've kind of finished that patrol down on this side. We got some barflies over on the stools at Motel Mexicola. Okay, let's check out this side lane over real quick. This is the street where the lawn is, and Dulan. Okay, Dulan looks there's some people in there. There's about like a dozen people in a restaurant built for a few hundred. The lawn, I think is packed. Yep, I can't see, but it feels packed. You can hear the level of the music is just, I don't know why it sounds different, but okay, so yeah, this place is packed. I think this is the extension of the lawn. Yuki, Pa Agung's place, doing very good, very fine. Okay, so this stretch of Canggu is pretty much empty. It's about 7:41 to 8 o'clock p.m. on a Thursday evening on the second week of July.
Ava, Imogen, Charlotte.
Imogen,
So we're from Scotland. Well, I'm from Scotland. I'm from Wales. Scotland. Here we fucking go. That's what we say, yeah. Once. This is our first time. We're going to Fins tomorrow, so we came down to have a look at it and like suss it out. But we're gonna have dinner and then we'll come here tomorrow.
How did you hear about Fins?
TikTok, like online, yeah.
If you haven't heard of TikTok yet, well, 2026 is probably a good time to get you up to speed. This seems to be the leading search and discovery platform in which young travelers and even older travelers are discovering what to do in Bali. It could explain why so many travelers now are actually setting their sights on experiences as the core reason to travel to Bali.
We learned to surf. We surfed in Uluwatu. Yeah, it was rough. It was. We got swept under quite a lot. We died.
This new trend of using TikTok to actually focus on experiences, which do, by the way, look pretty good in video form, is an insight that cannot be understated in terms of its relevancy and important for anybody looking to gain travelers, not just for 2026, but in the future, as some of these Gen Zs will grow up to be bigger spenders when they come of age.
Gen Zs are out and using TikTok, for real.
To find out where to go. All right, so basically we moved a little bit closer towards the seafront side of Canggu, and it looks like it's improving, and also it's getting a little bit closer to sunset, so clearly more people are coming out. I guess it's just really small micro locations. There's nothing to do with the region at all. Some parts of the beach are busy, some parts of the streets are busy, other parts are empty, some parts are empty sometimes, some streets are empty sometimes. It's really, the best way I can explain it is that I think everyone is optimizing each section of their day. They're just not spending too much time in one section. And I would guess that maybe it's the proliferation of rideshare services has made transportation very fluent and easy to gain. So I guess you can move around. You don't need to commit to a single location. So that also means that locations are always competing against the next location to keep your guests seated, keep them in place.
It was about this moment that I realized that the price war that I talked about a few months back had just gotten much worse. So, in addition to hotels entering a price war between villas and vacation rental accommodations, now gyms, beach clubs, restaurants even, all competing for the experiential budget that would have gone into the accommodations in years past. Yes, welcome to a new chapter of the experiential price war in Bali for 2026.
Because if somebody does sunset better than you, then you lose the opportunity to deliver a sunset experience. And if somebody does dinner better than you, then you can't deliver dinner either, even though you had that audience for your sunset. It's a different world. If you liked what you see on this episode, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Engage us anytime you want. We're here to really understand and develop a better intelligence for making smart decisions on how to travel, how to invest, and how to actually sustain Bali long term. So, Jing again from Bali Business Ryu. Thank you for coming with me. And don't miss our future episodes as we explore other parts of Bali, in Uluwatu, Bingin. I know I promised that last time, but I do actually want to get back to our home region and cover what the economic indicators look like during peak season in our own part of Bali.